All right. I am here with Melisa Joyal, and we are talking Ambassador of the Month. Melissa was the Ambassador of the Month for September. Congratulations, Melissa. So tell us about yourself. When did you start Spartan
Thank you.
racing?
Thanks. Yeah, I started in 2017 after I had done a Rugged Maniac race and really liked it. Um, and I've met some people. Actually, I was at the inflatable 5K, and I met some people in line for an obstacle that were wearing a woman a girl wearing a shirt that said Canadian Mud Queens. So I started chatting, and it's like, well, I've had fun, so I joined their group, and then there was an outdoor class to train for Spartan. So I just joined, and it all went from there. And I, at the time, I was not supposed to be running very much, but it was a way that I found to be able to run by using the loopholes of obstacles. So
I
yeah,
feel like we all love that part, don't
so
we?
that's what happened.
Amazing. So
Yeah,
you're on the
exactly. I did it
West
for the
Coast.
obstacles.
You're on the West Coast. Whereabouts are you
Yeah.
from? Tell us about that.
Well, it's funny. I'm actually from the East Coast, but I live on the West Coast now. I'm from Nova Scotia, but I live half of the time in the Lower Mainland, which is Vancouver area, and half of the time in the Okanagan. More than half, really. I live about 75%, but in Vernon, which is half hour, 45 minutes from Kelowna. So when you go to the big white venue, they say Kelowna, but it's more lake country. It's an hour from me and it's an hour from Kelowna. So put it in perspective, I'm about an hour from Big White to be in Spartan terms of where races are located.
Yeah, there's always a bit of a difference. We do that also with kilometers too. You know, it might say 50, but it's 58. That's amazing. So did you
Exactly.
get to, I know
Exactly.
there was a race canceled, unfortunately, this year, which was unfortunate, and it's coming back
Mhm.
next year, so that's exciting. But have you substituted any races? Did you go down to the US or anything?
I did. 2 weeks later, I was going to skip Seattle because I was going to do the Ultrafecta weekend in Kelowna, so I figured I wouldn't be quite recovered. But I ended up going to Seattle and was able to do the super and the sprint. I couldn't do the beast or the ultra because I'd already booked for a different event called Fem Sport. It's a women's strength-based competition, so I was already a part of a team for that, so I couldn't miss the Saturday. So I did Fem Sport on Saturday, drove the 3 hours to Seattle, stayed at a friend's that night, raced the next, and then raced the next morning. Then the following weekend was how I got my long distance. I did Seattle Tough Mudder Infinity the weekend after that. So I
Oh
got my
yeah.
endurance one in the two. Yeah. So
And you had
I
a
got a
little bit
few.
of you had a milestone on that one. I believe, and you can tell me more about this. Talking Tough Mudder. Melissa also
Yeah,
does Tough Mudder as well. Another crossover. You did that, and you are a contender for Worlds. Can you tell us a little bit about
I
that?
am. Yeah, I actually, it's funny. I sprained my ankle during the super within the first kilometer of the super the weekend before. And there's a lot of dust and I ended up with a sinus infection, but I still managed Tough Mudder Infinity to basically pull myself together. So I came in second for women and ended up getting my 40 kilometers in 8 hours. So I became
Amazing.
contender status. Yeah,
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So, are you going to Worlds then? World's
I
Toughest Mudder,
am.
the
I
24-hour
am.
race.
Yeah, with the goal of 50 miles. So.
Amazing. I can't wait to hear how that goes. So tell us
Yeah.
about your ambassadorship. How long have you been an ambassador for?
I've actually been an ambassador from when they restarted the program in Canada. So I think it was 2019, maybe 2018. I can't remember. It must be 2019. It was during the year that I had 6 trifectas and a lot of other races that I just couldn't get enough beasts in there that year. But I think I had 30 races, 30 Spartans plus Tough Mudders plus some others. So it was during that year I was really, and I was also competing in the ninja competition. So Spartan approached me to become an ambassador, and they started out with just a few of us. I think there's only maybe 10 of us at the start of it. And then the program grew and changed. And so
Yeah,
basically, I've been an ambassador since there were Canadian ambassadors this go round.
nice. So you're one of the new OGs.
Yeah. So I know they used to have a program, I think back in 2014 or 15, and then it was stopped for a few years. So
Yeah, so
it's, yeah.
for
So, and the
basically
originals for this.
what's happened is it's just changed a lot, and now we're trying to grow the program and get more ambassadors. So you've been on board since kind of the start of when it was maybe even 10 people, and then even 2 years ago it was only 20, and
Mhm.
now we are close to 150. So that's really exciting for the program. So what is your favorite thing about being an
Yes.
ambassador? Like, why do you love the program? Why do you keep staying with the program?
I thought about leaving a few times, but then I remember then I will chat with somebody that I knew through the program, or it's the community of it. It's now I always that well actually. So for example, with you and I was in when we were in Blue Mountain last year, just
Hmm.
bumping into you on course and doing some of the race with you. Like there's always somebody even if you don't really know them, you've chatted with them before. There's always a familiar face. Like if you're there at a race alone, because often I'll just travel by myself or with
Hmm.
Tanya, one of my good friends, people I travel with, race with, Tanya Davison. I met her through the ambassador program,
Oh, wow.
and we've become friends outside of it.
Hmm.
And she's somebody. There's a couple others in the ambassador program that we met, and we've become friends, and we'll socialize or meet up at races. I mean, Tanya and I live about 13 hours apart drive, but when we met in Montana and shared, we travel, share rooms. Same with a few other ambassadors.
Yeah,
We get together and at races and
I think that's
community.
the best part is, and we hear it all the time whenever we talk about the ambassador program, it's all about the community. So if you're looking to be a part of the community in Spartan, you can definitely talk to and find the ambassadors or become one yourself, right? What would you say to someone who is
Exactly.
thinking
We're the
about
chatty
doing?
ones out there. If you're
Yeah, keep going. Sorry. We've got a
oh,
bit
what
of
I'd say is
delay, so.
if you're oh, I was gonna say yeah. If you're a person who likes to talk with people on course like I am, like I'll be out there and just start chatting with the person beside me. It's Go for it. You don't have to do all the races. You don't have to be elite. You don't have to be a high level. As long as you're willing to talk to people, then you're good. That's all that matters is talking to people and telling them what you're doing, being that positive role model. And that's the other part for me is I feel like I'm trying to be a positive Spartan role model out on course. I'll help people do the obstacles correctly. Or, if you see people looking confused, talk to them about it. Yes, I do race competitive or elite, like age group or elite sometimes. I used to be elite, now I'm just competitive. But I also will run open just for fun and just to help people on obstacles. That I actually find more enjoyable than being competitive. So I do that more now than anything.
Yeah, because like you said, you're meeting brand new people, who are brand new to it. So it's really fun to introduce the thing that you are so excited about doing. So I know
Yes.
that you are a staple in the info tents when you are at the courses. Is that one of your favorite things to do, or will you continue to do that in the ambassador program?
Yeah. I do enjoy it because again, it's an opportunity to talk to those new Spartans. I love giving stickers to the new Spartans or the bracelets. Actually, my favorite thing to do is when somebody comes up and asks for one of the I am a Spartan bracelets that we give. I say, well, are you new to Spartan? Is this your first race? If they say no, they must do burpees. I know the Spartan took burpees out this year, but I'm going to make people do burpees.
So, maybe avoid
So that's
Melissa.
why
No,
I
just
do
kidding.
it.
That's awesome. So here's a quick question. What is your favorite obstacle?
My favorite obstacle is beater because I used to do the ninja competitions and I love that flying through the air thing. It reminds me of doing laches, like that swinging and getting momentum and flying. I love that.
Yeah, that one is very,
Yeah.
very fun. And what have you found the most challenging on course?
Um, when I can do an obstacle and then all of a sudden I can't anymore. I used to be really good at the Olympus wall. I never failed it. And that was my strength. And then they put up the new slippery and I have not been successful. And I get so frustrated, but I know how to do this. I've never used to fail it. Or in Seattle, I was just having a rough day with the super and I failed obstacles I've never failed. I think I failed monkey bars. No, I didn't, not monkey bars, but something. Oh, I failed beater. That's what it was. I was so upset that I fell on the last swing of beater for whatever reason. And that's my problem. is when I can't know I can do something and then I kick myself for it. But then I got Twister, which has been a challenge. I'm 50-50 on Twister. So I got it and I was like, okay, well, not that bad.
Yeah,
But
that's the thing, especially if you go for a long distance, just because you didn't get the one thing that you normally did, maybe you're going to get something else. I did the
yeah,
ultra this year for the first time, and I found in the second round, and it was raining too. So things that I could
yeah,
normally, could close my eyes and do were basically taking penalty loops.
yeah, that's
But
it.
but then you have to flip
Yeah,
into, oh, I'm here for the challenge of this part, or I'm happy that I tried this, or so yeah. Melissa has a very
exactly.
positive attitude, and if you see her on course, you will see she also has a signature piece of clothing that she wears as well. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I always run in a tutu. It started in 2020 as a way to make me feel better. But I was doing a hurricane heat, and I was just having some issues, and I felt I wasn't feeling myself, and so I wore a tutu to make myself feel better. In hurricane heat, you have to wear a black top, and sometimes you have to wear black bottoms. There's nothing saying you can't wear a rainbow tutu over top. So I started there, and and then I realized, and on course, people will chat with me, and I love talking to people on course. I get bored, so I chat. So having a tutu gives people a reason to talk to me. So if you see me in a tutu, just talk to me.
She's ready to give you some information or just have a conversation with you, help you get up the
Yeah.
hill. Well, that's
So I
awesome.
did.
We are
I
so
even
glad
do
you're
Tough
in this.
Mudders in it now.
Oh, that's
So
amazing. So what is your next race actually? Where can we see you coming up?
that will be World's Toughest Mudder. I'm not able to make it to Blue Mountain because it is too close to World's Toughest Mudder. I can't. I have an ankle injury. I need to make sure I'm okay. So I'll be in my orange tutu and I always color my tutus are color coordinated with the race. Rainbow for hurricane heat, red, blue, whatever color. If it's whatever color the race is. So Tough Mudder is orange, so I'll be in my orange tutu for Tough Mudder.
Oh, I love that. You color cord your tutus.
Mhm.
That's amazing. So you can
Yeah.
see Melissa at the Tough Mudder. Say hi to her. She's going to be wearing a tutu. Make sure, drag her out of any tent and make her do the whole 24 hours. Help her get to her goal of, you said 50 miles, right? 50 miles. So
Yeah.
Canadians, that's
Yeah.
miles.
Well, it's
Well,
because
that's
it's 5 mile loops for Tough Mudder. I know it's 80K. If you want to be in Canadian, it is.
specific.
Yeah, it's 80 kilometers, specifically
That's
80 kilometers. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I know that you have been nominated by different people over the last few months. So it's nice to see that you won this month's contest. We're very
Yeah.
excited. Happy to have you.
Well,
Can't
thanks
wait to see you
everybody.
on a course. And yeah, I will look forward to
Thanks
hearing
so
your race
much.
recap.
Great. Thank you. Nice to chat with you.
Awesome.